What's going on, everybody? We are back! The Gaming Digest podcast, back in all its beauty. We have a special, not really a guest, a new member to the team, the Greatkevoski, also known as Kev, also known as Keven, also known as Honolulu,
Lil Kev.
also known as Prison Mike.
Oh yeah.
Goes by a lot of aliases. Kev will be joining us as a permanent member of the team. I have known Kev for a very long time. Since elementary school. Since we were babies.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've known Kev for a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's
Couple
true.
weeks.
I mean, going on about what, like close to a month now?
Yeah, maybe about a month.
Kev is a longtime gamer. He streams. Has a dope stream. How many times a week you stream, Kev?
So right now I'm streaming once a week on the weekends, but that might be going up here shortly. So yeah, at the very least once a week, typically Saturday at 8 p.m.
And he goes by the Greatkevoski. All of his info will be in the description below.
What are you playing, like streaming recently?
Well, I'm into competitive Valorant play. So
okay, Valorant.
I'm trying to grow that up, but I'm a bit of a variety streamer, so I'm not afraid to hop in other stuff. I've been trying to wet my feet into Rust, trying to spoil anything, but I'm trying to wet my feet into that. I have done 7 Days to Die, which is fun. It's always a fun game, especially when you're playing with friends. By yourself, not so much. That shit's kind of hard. But yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah. That's what I've been doing right now. So, but thank you guys for, welcoming me into this awesome project. So.
Yeah, no, we are belated to have.
Yeah,
is that the right way to? Yeah, belated to have you on. There should be a lot of fun things. When we first started, back when we were the Sitting Ducks, we had a 3-man, Tristan, and then we moved on, and then it was me and Cyborg, and I feel like having 3 people to bounce off in the podcast would be a lot of fun. And Keven, just knowing him personally, he comes up with some wacky shit to talk about, so it'll be a blast. And then
he plays a lot of video games too. So.
Plays a lot of video games, and we got a lot of interesting ideas of content coming your way soon.
Fresh new content.
We had a meeting when we came back, and we were like, yo, what do we want to do with content moving forward with the channel? And we all kind of had the same idea. We don't want to make content that everybody else can make, so y'all ain't gonna get over here and just see, hey, welcome to my Let's Play world on Minecraft. I found diamonds, episode 13. We're gonna do stuff that draws an emotion. So our next video, we have agreed on Hunt Showdown. I don't know if any of y'all listeners out there played Hunt Showdown. It is fucking incredible. It's basically like a battle royale. It's a mix between Escape from Tarkov, which I'm sure a lot of y'all played, and then your typical battle royale like Warzone. You have a character, you're able to set that character up any way you feel through an in-game shop. If you die, you lose that character completely. If you survive, you can progress that character, unlock different perks, abilities, things like that.
Yeah, traits.
Yep.
Go ahead, Kev.
I was gonna say, and the cool thing is, much like many of you possibly, I didn't know what it was, but the coolest aspect of this is that it's not your typical little battle royale game. It's a really badass kind of grimy, gritty, western kind of meets apocalyptic.
PvP,
amazing.
PvE.
Yeah.
It has a beautiful dynamic of PvE content mixed in with the PvP content, and with it all being like a western theme. So the weapons, you got to be very precise where you shoot, because you're not running around with an AK. You got to be strategic. This game is no joke. I think every gun in the game, a one-shot headshot will put you down.
It is. If you're looking for something that's not a brain dead battle royale, I am telling you, I always forget the name of this game because it's Hunt Showdown. Yeah. The reason why I kind of forget or kind of mix this game up is because I remember the TV show Shaolin Showdown, which used to be on Cartoon Network. Well, and that was my shit. So I confused the two of them. Yeah. But no, yeah, I mean, this game is really something else, something amazing.
The
especially with
environments are fucking second to none, and they make for really interesting combat scenes and fights, and just all around an amazing battle royale and a nice change of pace.
It's a good game to play with friends for sure.
Yep. So they
Definitely.
have solo, duos, trios, and it is a fucking blast. It's a nice mix. There's a lot of like unique elements in this game. So there's like the environment's interactable. So there'll be like birds that you can spook, and if you spook the birds, they make a little bit of noise. So let's say my team's rolling around and I hear birds fly. I'm like, all right, I know somebody's over there, and you can kind of use that to your advantage and track people down. Most games have 2 bosses, and there's what's called clues scattered around, and you use what's called like your hunter vision to find these clues, and they will lead you to the boss, and then you kill the boss, and the boss gives you what's called a dark sight. And this dark sight basically gives you wall hacks.
Wall hacks. I was about to say it's
for
it's
5
wall
seconds.
Hack. Yeah,
It's pretty nice though, man.
If there's a team, if there's an enemy within you, within like 200 meters or something,
Yeah,
it'll
it's
highlight
pretty
them
hard.
red. But you only get it for 5 seconds. Now, if you kill somebody and loot their body, it'll add time to that. So you got to use it very sparingly. It's not like you're just running around with aim hacks. But it makes for a fucking.
You kind of have to like tap it for a second and
Yeah.
kind of like see and know, okay, someone's there. It's just
So a lot
pretty
of times
good with the
you
color
activate it
difference.
and then you quick 360.
Yeah, you do a 360.
360, man. I'm telling you, especially if you're a brand new gamer, this game will definitely pique your senses and sharpen you for any other game. I've started to play this game actually, and it's actually helped me out in other games because I think of those games the way that I play in Hunt now. As far as being aware of my surroundings, how to kind of flick my wrist to, get the 360 view real quick. And dude, it's amazing. Honestly, I love this game. So I'm also looking forward to.
They just came out with a big update yesterday or the day before.
I haven't
And
seen
I don't think either
the new
one of
map.
y'all had played it yet. The map
what-
is fucking incredible. They added a new
No.
map. It's
This will
very
be a day from when this podcast was recorded. By the way, we're not sure when this is gonna go up, but
oh yeah,
just to kind
yeah.
of give you a reference.
It is currently, what's the date today? The 22nd?
23rd.
23rd. It is the 23rd. I believe the update came out on the 21st.
Yeah.
And I hopped in it with a buddy of ours, Mark, and we were playing it. The map's fucking incredible. This map has a lot of verticality now.
Really?
It's very colorful.
Ooh,
Like it's set like in the fall, so the forest is very colorful. It reminds me a lot of Fallout 76. The
looks like
towns are fucking incredible. Like you have your typical old western towns with saloons right next to each other, and we played it, man, for a few hours, and I was blown a fucking way. This map is like a beautiful mix of like the environment, but they actually extended the ranges of all weapons because this
Really?
map has
It's
open
so
lines
long.
of sight.
I
from
mean, it looks
far
like
away.
there's like hills real high up, different hills. Like you're on different
Hills,
levels by
rocky
far.
formations. I think there's a quarry in there. There's just like all these. I can't do it justice. Go check it out if y'all have played Hunt Showdown. Maybe you haven't played in a while. This new map is fucking incredible, and they've added a lot of quality of life changes. Typical things you get in big updates like this, but that new map is fucking incredible. They added this new zombie, which is basically like the normal zombie you have walking around, but he has a miner's like headlamp, and you shoot that and it explodes in the fire. It's so fucking badass.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. Yeah, and also,
new-
I mean, if you just don't feel like going to play it yourself, or whatever, you could also wait for us to actually upload one of our videos coming up.
Yes,
As
sir.
we talked about how this is going to be probably the first project that we kind of hop on.
Yep.
Stay on the lookout for that. That's going to be really fun.
I have been working on a beautiful intro with the help of one of my buddies. So that way, the Kevoski and Cyborg here have not seen it yet. So it'll be a surprise to both of them. I've kind of dropped a little hint and teasers here and there with some screenshots, and we've been doing some voiceover works and things like that, but the intro is coming along fucking amazing, and I can't wait to present that to y'all. I'll probably record a little bit, and I'll probably record y'all's reaction the first time, and we might feature that in next week's podcast. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah,
especially being that we mentioned like, hey, we want to invoke.
Well, I think the cinematic style. If you haven't played it, you might not know it, but it's very cinematic. Like,
oh yeah.
The gameplay, it seems a little slower. Like you will have to take your time with it, but it gives you so much more to take in when you're going that slow. Like you said, all the sensory and like the alarms and just stepping on glass and running into a chain and hearing a wood board creak underneath someone's foot, like all that shit.
The game is very much. It makes you rely on your senses a lot. It's not a run and gun.
Yeah,
it's very slow paced, and then when you get in a gunfight, it can get very chaotic. You can be running through the marshes of a swamp, and then a shot rings out, and you're like, "Well, fuck, where? What tree are you hiding behind?"
Yeah.
And then
honestly, I wanna take a second to actually appreciate the fact that the way that the gunplay is set out on this game, it is so great because you can't run and gun. You can't just get randomly clipped. You have to take your time with these shots.
That chain pistol sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the exception of that chain pistol, man. But nah, man. Other than that, like all the rifles, all the crossbows, everything, it's not like super.
It's very balanced.
Yeah, it's very balanced.
Very balanced game.
Oh, for sure.
So that'll be a fun one to be working on for sure.
Yeah, we I'll drop a little hint. It's called the Blood Brothers. And the gist of it will be basically 3 bounty hunters turned to a life of I don't know, evil, you could say, to get their share. But it'll be dope. I can't wait to show y'all. I can't wait to show Cyborg and Kevin this intro I've been working on. It's been a fun project. A lot of work has gone into it, and I'm excited for y'all to see it. It is fucking fire. I guess while we're on the topic, we also have some neat ideas moving forward for some other videos. We were all kind of agreeance. We're kind of trying to ease our way back in. I think me and Cyborg did too much too soon when we were doing it last time, and we kind of held these unrealistic expectations on ourselves, and it just kind of led to our, I don't want to say demise, but just burnout.
Yeah.
So we are trying to do one project a month. Gaming wise, we'll keep up with the normal podcast, one project per month. Kevin will be the social media guru. He has the TikToks, the Twitters, the Instagram, everything you know and love. The Gaming Digest is on, and then we will be playing various games each month, and then
I feel
uploading
like the gaming
those.
will never stop though. So.
Nah, the gaming will never stop. So I'm excited. Future games will be just as intriguing, I hope, as this video, and I can't wait. There's a lot of cool ideas we have in the books, and it's just about finding the time to record and then implementing these effectively. A lot of cool things to come though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of these things, to be honest. I think this is actually, for me, the first kind of large-scale project that I've actually done where I collaborate with other people. So this has, been kind of an interesting way to kind of ease into this kind of world of collaboration. And honestly, I'm really happy to say, I mean, I said it once before, but I'll say it again, to have been welcomed by you guys onto this project. Like, it's been... This is kind of like one of those like little bucket list items that I've had in the back of my head for a while, and it's nice to know that.
Said she made cookies.
Well, I knew
what?
I knew when we came back that I wanted to have a third person. I feel like the podcast just flows easier. Just one extra person to bounce ideas off of. And when I was thinking, like, man, who can I get to fit that role potentially? Kev, it was a no-brainer. You already stream. You already know the importance of, obviously, the streaming, the audio, everything. and we already play games. Longtime friends.
So
I know you've been wanting to do.
For you guys.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, what got you guys? I don't know if you guys have covered this in past podcasts, but what got you guys into gaming?
Sheesh.
Or into like content creation, I guess is the better question.
Content creation would be a good one to answer.
So for me, content creation came from just overall the love for gaming. Back when Call of Duty was in its prime and YouTube was, I guess, just starting to become a thing. Back in Modern Warfare 2 days, what was that, 2009ish?
Yeah.
You know, YouTube wasn't the powerhouse that it was now. It was kind of new, especially in the gaming space. I found a YouTuber called Hutch, and he would make just your standard Call of Duty commentaries, which back in the day, that's what everybody, or that was the thing, you know, just people making a gameplay and then talking over it about, you know, what have you. And I just remember watching that back in the day and just like, wow, man, I want to fucking do that. Of course, back then I was fucking like, shit, 12, 13, and nobody really, there was no info out there about how to get into it. I had no means, I had no computer that was near powerful enough to fucking help me out. I damn sure didn't have the skill at the time in gaming to warrant.
Sometimes you still don't.
Let's not get carried away. Whoa. But that's how I got started. And Hutch at the time, he was fucking, to me, he would like get nukes and stuff, which Modern Warfare 2 was the first game that implemented nukes, and they were a 25 kill streak. And back then, I was just like, whoa, that was the thing. Like, holy shit.
That was the peak.
It really was.
And that's,
I remember.
And he did sniping too. And Cyborg knows, Kev, you're starting to find out. Every game I play, if I can pick up a sniper, it's going in my hands. And yeah, you know, they call me Hawkeye for a reason.
I think the reason I started was fucking because of you, mainly. Like getting interested into it was playing with other people.
Interesting.
Because like where you watched someone, like you watched other people's gameplay and footage. Like I watched some people, but I think what actually piqued my interest was actually playing with people who had that same interest, which was really cool. Because like I said, I would have never been able to do this, or would have even thought to do this. But you know, Pitbull, he came up with some pretty good ideas.
Well,
yeah,
honestly, I watch just as much as I watch a lot more, actually. That's a lie. Than I watch a lot. And it's just a great motivator, and it gives you ideas and opens your horizons in ways that you wouldn't be able to before. Because let's see, Modern Warfare 2, that's when I first was like, bro, this is really cool. Like, I want to do this. And then I didn't get my first Hapog HD PVR, which is fucking ass, back in the day until late Modern Warfare 3. So a few years later, I got my first one. I actually have my first video somewhere around here on my computer. It's fucking terrible.
I think
I've had multiple YouTube videos or YouTube channels. My first channel was called the Mag Gaming Clan, which was my clan back in the day. Mass Assault Gaming.
Was this like before the Halo days?
This was after Halo. This was when COD was in its prime, Modern Warfare 2-ish. This is when MLG was a thing, and everybody was and I was trying to go pro in that. I'd play like 18 hours a day, and fucking, it was bad. But that's when I started developing real skill at the game.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, all right, you know what, it's time for me to start making content. I've kind of separated myself from everybody as far as just like my skill level. And I'd like to show it off, but as we all know, making videos takes a lot more skill than just getting the gameplay, and I didn't understand that at the time, and you know, it's just been a long journey since then, and now we're here.
That's pretty cool. I remember those days, the MLG days, and I think I remember you were into competitive Halo play, weren't you, when we were in like elementary school or something like that? Or
nah, I never got into competitive Halo. Halo 2 is what started me out technically on like Halo 2 started me out on first person shooter multiplayer.
Oh. You have videos of like that early of gameplay?
Nah, that was
like,
this
like
was
a Call of Duty. You might have something from Call of Duty.
The earliest gameplay I have of Call of Duty would be Modern Warfare 3, so still pretty late. And unfortunately, a lot of that footage I fucking lost. So.
You know about those NFTs, right? Where you could non-fungible tokens, where you can sell your footage. Like,
yeah.
Should have held on to some of those.
I know, man. I know. There was this one.
Shots.
There was this one.
Oh. We lost someone.
Hey.
What the fuck happened?
It kicked out. I went inactive for whatever reason.
All right, we're back. Whoa, we lost Kev.
Are you there? Kev. Are you inactive? Hello?
I think it said I was inactive for a bit. I don't know what was going on, but Discord can be funny
Jesus.
like that. Yeah, that's my first name.
We're just talking. We're like, oh, another one.
But yeah, those NFTs, man. That'll be interesting to see what that's like. I mean, in like 10 years, we could just be buying, Shiv highlights and fucking like.
It's crazy to me to see like how everything's changed in the entertainment world around video games.
Yes,
It was the Call of Duty commentaries, and then it kind of went into live commentaries, and then Let's Plays, and it's just kind of evolved. Now streaming is a big thing.
Videos and stuff. Oh my god, dude! And even just the meme culture, because I mean, we went from the MLG days where like, fucking deep fried videos and super loud, bass boosted sounds to, really obscure memes where a letter can be funny.
Yeah, you have TikTok, Vine, those really changed the name of the game. Dude, I feel like.
Speaking of Vine, I remember back in the day, we might have been in middle school, but I had a buddy who would say, okay, so you know how we didn't have obviously the money to buy gear to record our gameplay, right? Yeah. So what this dude did, it's so clever. I don't know why I didn't think about this. He had two phones, one to record his screen and one to record his reaction, and then in his little Windows Vista computer, he'd go back and like overlay everything and try to synchronize everything. It was so crazy. I was just like, dude, but
quality is not that great, but it'll get the job done.
It works.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Vine. But yeah,
can't knock him for trying. No, I remember there was this podcast, or not a podcast. There was this. So obviously sniping was a big thing, and then the big clans, Optic, FaZe, Soar, all these big clans that were competing for all these sniper montages. And again, I'm a sniper. I love fucking sniping, the quick scoping, just something about being able to pick up a sniper and then just wreck a Call of Duty lobby in a game where it's really not supposed to happen like that. Just fucking, it always interests me. So I made I spent so much time on this montage, and I called it Sacrifice. And in the intro, I misspelled sacrifice, which is fucking tragic. But I lost the fucking.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I lost this sniper montage forever, and I am so upset. It is I lost over half of my videos on my BCam Nation channel due to. So obviously, when people are making videos back in like Black Ops 2 days, everything was super saturated. Everybody's making videos. Still the same way now. So everybody was looking at a way like, all right, how can I get more views? How can I get ahead? And one thing we used to do was put tags in our description. So you would go down to the description, and there would just be a fuck ton of fucking like Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
Montage.
Like just all these keywords would be in your description, so you'd have a paragraph long. Well, YouTube updated the terms of service, and that was no longer allowed. Again, I've always been like kind of on and off with content creation. I'll hit it really hard, and then I'll be like, man, I'm not seeing really any progress, or I'll start seeing some progress and then stop recording, or I lose motivation or ideas, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, in one of these hiatuses, they updated the terms of service. I didn't know about it. I started getting an email one day. Hey, 70 of your videos have been removed.
Fuck, man.
I got another email. 14 of your videos have been removed. And I'm like fucking freaking the fuck out. Like, what is happening? Thinking I'm gonna lose my fucking channel and everything. I put out like a PSA on my YouTube channel, like, help, help. And somebody commented like, yeah, man, just delete your tags and you'll be all right. So I did, but most of my videos are no mas.
They didn't even let you like private them or anything like that?
Bro, deleted off the face of the fucking earth. I wish they did. I don't know why they just didn't. I mean, I get it, you know, whatever. But if I was YouTube, I would have just fucking disabled the description.
If it was 70 of them, they were probably just like, let's just lump these all in one and get rid of them.
Yeah.
Who's this fucking prepubescent kid? Just get him out of here.
How many tags is that? 150? Oh my god, get him out of here.
He would have been fine at 149, but this dude just crossed the line at 150.
Definitely.
Man. Nah, honestly, I remember that meta was kind of weird for a while because a lot of content creators that I remember kind of growing up watching them were having gripes about that, about getting videos deleted because of that new meta that came out. And so it felt for a while
they were not playing.
The reason, yeah, and there was a point when I was starting to get interested into content creation and stuff like that. So what I would do is I started off as a musician on YouTube, kind of not a well-known one, obviously, but just started uploading random guitar plays.
You mean to tell me you haven't heard of the Greatkevoski? Outrageous.
No. Please don't. Well, the earlier stuff, I prefer no one listen to that. But there was this one song that I uploaded, no vocals whatsoever, none. Okay. All right. Okay, everything original, and I get struck down, copyright stricken by UMG Music over lyrical, I forget what it was, like copyright for lyrical infringement or something like that.
Yeah.
With a song with no lyrics.
A lot of false tags going around for a while there.
Man.
YouTube got ugly for a while, man.
Yeah.
Got ugly.
Yeah,
and I've been around for,
down.
Like I said, I've been making content, better or for worse, for a long time. It's helped me out a lot, you know. Graphic design is obviously something that I like. Mainly for me, I think it's just being able to tell a story, being able to have like that creative outlet. Even now, so like I haven't really been making content, but I look at the old content and I'm like, I haven't practiced, but I could do way better. Because a lot of content is just about having the vision and then keeping with that vision and finding the means and the tools to kind of create the video in the way that your vision in the way that like you have it. And it's nice to have like basic footage and then slowly watching that footage kind of take its own, come to life. And that's why I'm excited about this Hunt Showdown intro, because it's like a little short movie I got, and it's fucking sick. I'm excited, especially Hunt Showdown. I was disappointed when they didn't have like some kind of free camera.
Yeah.
So this is all in-game footage, recorded with just how you would record any other gameplay, but it looks like a free camera. But yeah, so that's why I make videos, you know. It's just that creative outlook, and it's kind of changed, you know. It doesn't, for me, it's not just gaming anymore. You know, I have camera gear, and I like to take in hunting and real life, and yeah, it's kind of come full circle. Long-winded answer, but there we are.
No, I mean that's perfect, man. To be honest, I've always kind of been curious about that, because I think out of our friend group, there's only really a handful of people that kind of went into that content creation side of things. I guess a couple more if you consider a couple of the people that went to the adult film industry, I guess. But
my ex is a porn star and she doesn't even know it.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a bad joke. It's a bad joke. I'm joking. I'm joking.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah, it's interesting though, to be honest, because I feel like like you've always kind of had this creative mind to put things together, and I think that's kind of been one of the things I've really appreciated about you as an individual and as a friend, because you're very creative, not just in like the video aspect of things or artistically, but even like sometimes with your jokes as well. It's always been kind of
sometimes don't go too far.
Yeah.
Get this big headed over here.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of it has to do with I have no fucking life, and I just watch content. I mean,
yeah,
I think a lot of people underestimate the power of just watching.
If you're watching and you're playing, like even if you're not playing those games that you're watching necessarily, because I watch all types of games that I haven't even ever played before, but just playing one game, but like being in that realm alone is enough. Like,
because there's a thing we talk about on the podcast a number of times, and that's game sense, and how some people are amazing at the game, but they don't have game sense. Like they don't have the ability to just like strategically form a play or have a deeper understanding of the game, and it I don't know, it kind of hurts them in that aspect. For me, like game sense is just like watching, dude. Like for me, I can watch a game.
I mean, you remember when that changed for you? Like I remember when it changed for me. Like when I was playing Call of Duty. I mean, like early days, when like it turned from getting wrecked every lobby, just over and over and over, to being like, oh, I can think about this. I can stop for a second, you know, use my brain. And
but then there's people like James, bless his heart. I think we've had a podcast with James. I know we recorded some. I don't know if they've ever came to light. But James,
I think there was
a kid I grew up with. I fucking love James. He's basically like a little brother to me. That kid doesn't have game sense, and he hasn't his whole life. No matter what game we play, he's fucking retarded.
Now he might have some game sense in some other games, but like most of the, all the games I've experienced,
I mean, it's rough, and I've never understood it, but some people are like that. Butcher, the kid that we play with all the time, we play Rust with this kid named Butcher. He's great. He's a good player. He doesn't have
really
game
good at
sense.
Shooting. He's, you know, like a dead-on shot. He wasn't bad.
If we get into a gunfight, he's running head first. Doesn't try to strategize. Nothing's just I'm going. Fuck, I died. It's just some people have it, some people don't.
And then, you know, just having the to be able to think past, you know, this battle, this gunfight.
You can't play chess, you gotta play check. Or you can't play checkers, you gotta play chess.
You gotta play chess. He used to, I mean, like, he would do that and then he'd come back out and die again. It's kind of like the monkeys would do sometimes, you know, and it's like, you gotta have that game sense where you know, like, how's this gonna affect the rest of my
especially in a
wife,
game like Rust.
Or, you know, well, yeah, fucking especially, because it will tear you down just as fast as it builds you up.
I mean, it's just having a deeper understanding about a game. And no matter what game it is, like, and just being able to understand the fundamentals and how to use those to work against you. And there's obviously different levels of game sense. Some people don't have it, some people have it. Like me, I would say I have good game sense, but I'm not like people like you see where it's like Summit 1G or Shroud, where they hop on a game and you see them doing like this crazy shit. But then I'll watch them do it and it's like, all right, I got it.
I think it takes just time. If anything, you know, playing a game, and it takes time for you and me, but some people it doesn't matter how much time they put in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
So like time for me and you it could be, you know, a week or a day, and you might have figured it out and been like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing here. And that happened with Hunt Showdown too, because like we were probably playing for like a couple weeks. Well, okay, Pitt, not everyone's instant around here. I mean, but like, you know, within the first week, you know, we were wiping people.
Oh man,
dude, like we were wiping multiple teams. Like,
bro, Cyborg, do you remember, Kev? It was the greatest moment in gaming history for me on Hunt Showdown. We're playing Hunt Showdown. We're at the fort. Cyborg gets dropped, and remember, I was in like you know those towers where you can open the door and there's doors on 3. I'm in the tower. You can shoot through the walls on those. So I'm in the upstairs. They're shooting through the wall. This tower's like on top of the fort. So like if you just jump out, it's death.
Yeah. I remember that.
I fucking vaulted out the window, and there's a fucking like awning on the side. I'm gonna say I knew it was there. I had no fucking idea. I jump out the fucking thing. I'm on this awning. I use that to like fall outside the fort, and I hear the guy running up. I quick scope him. The problem was his teammate was on the roof, and he has me like pinned down behind this small section of wall. So I like every time I peek, I get hit. And I'm like, fuck, I got it. I'm like, Cyborg, watch this. I take a Molotov. I look up. I throw it like in a completely random direction, just so it'll be a distraction. And then I instantly peek, and you just see this guy like looking at the Molotov. Headshot him. It was fucking sick. I wish I was recording. That was like
it was dirty.
Damn, it sounds like it was dirty, man. That's pretty sick.
I felt bad. I felt bad.
You legit Muhammad Ali that, bro. You were just up against the ropes and you just got out like that. Damn, that's game sense, bro. That's game sense.
Yeah.
Knowing how to
I would have peeked again. And he would have.
Yeah.
I would have peeked again.
No, dude, and it's crazy because like on the topic of game sense, it's like you can watch things and watch different people play many different ways, or you know.
Oh, inactive. Mid conversation.
Yeah, bro. How am I AFK? I'm literally talking. Damn. Okay. Anyways.
He said, "Fuck your game sense."
Yeah, man. It's like, I'll show you game sense. AFK.
For real, Discord was just like, bro, nah. Keep your secrets then. Nah, but what was I saying? It was on the topic of game sense.
Comes in many different forms.
Yeah, so you can watch it in many ways, in different times, multiple times, but until you actually get into the game and start playing it, I think it was you, Cyborg, that was saying that over time, sometimes you just need time, you'll start to get things. I think for me, that was kind of the biggest thing, because I have played a lot, and I'm more of a retro gamer in the sense that I've played a bunch of games, older games, growing up. Because we didn't have the ability to afford a PS4, PS3 growing up, or an Xbox 360. So, you know, I got really good at those games, you know, figuring out puzzles and trying to, the Tomb Raiders and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Pac-Man was pretty fire, bro. Pac-Man's pretty fire. Tic-tac-toe, bro. You know, you get the corners, bro, or the center. And have you ever sent a smoke signal? That shit kind of fire too, bro.
Listen, man, I don't want to brag, but I'm a bit of an expert in tic-tac-toe. I was actually playing it at work the other day, and I won.
I think I could beat you at tic-tac-toe. As a matter of fact, I think I could beat you at a rock paper scissors right now.
All right, I got. Hold on, I got a post-it right here. Let me just draw this. All right, where are you going?
Okay.
Put me bottom left.
All right, you be in the X.
Yeah, I'll be X. Put me bottom left.
Bottom left.
Bottom left on your screen or my screen.
It doesn't matter. Put me bottom, whatever.
All right, there you go.
Put me opposite to that. So top right.
Okay. It seems. Okay. Now put me bottom right. Okay. What's your strat here, Kev?
Put me in between the two X's.
Okay. Now put me top left.
Oh shit. When I meant in between the two,
I think you meant the bottom. Hey, I win. Game sense, baby. It's not on my level.
You gotta be specific. You gotta be specific.
Typical Cyborg moment.
All right, well, you know who won that one, guys.
Shit, that's
man.
Nah, but rock paper scissors though, man, I got you beat.
All right. Let's get it.
All right. So we're doing rock
paper. We shoot on 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Fuck. It was a garbage disposal. All right, man.
No.
Shit. You know what? This is
I'm on a different level. I'm on a different level.
This is me and Rust, actually. Yeah.
Oh man, Rust.
Yeah.
recently played it.
It's changed, dude. It has changed again.
There
Even
is.
since the last time.
When's the last time you played it, Cyborg?
I played it recently, probably like a month ago, because of the new graphics update.
Serious? Did you play it seriously, or was it just kind of?
No. I just went in on my own.
Okay.
Not seriously. Went in on my own and like, probably got a gun, maybe, kind of mid, second level.
I mean, me and Cyborg talk about this. Rust is a game that I will forever love.
Yeah, I can always play.
But it's just changed so much since the game that we fell in love with.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. It's not like it's necessarily changed in a bad way. It's just not the game I love anymore. Holy shit, has it changed. I got in the new graphics update. Beautiful. I loved it. Wish they would have done it.
Beautiful.
Dude, they have a whole train system now.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the bloody hell is this?
A train.
A whole fucking like underground subway train.
Oh,
I feel
is that
like
what you're talking about? Yeah.
I feel like we knew though. We knew when we were getting vehicles, because like I didn't play that much when by the time vehicles came out, I kind of trickled off. I'd done them, we dabbled in them, I think, but we knew as soon as you got vehicles, that was when it was going to change. And it changed probably really truly when we got hot air balloons.
I think
that was one of the first, useful vehicles in the entire game.
Well,
and when we were sitting up above Rust for the first time.
Use the term useful very loosely with the hot air balloon.
Well, yeah. Well, at the time, it was nice.
Are they even in the game anymore?
I don't even know. I think.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, I'm like, bro,
do you
nobody
remember
fucking
the first time
uses.
you saw that? Like to see Rust from above, not from Dome or wherever, like just floating around the map. I knew it was gonna change drastically.
One thing I credit to like I don't want to say the downfall, the changing of Rust for me. Obviously the recoil update was a huge one. I'm not saying that's like the downfall for me or anything like that. But that changed Rust drastically for us. We went from top of the server to just, we do all right now. At the end of wipe, we're always loaded. So it's not like it just changed things in an awkward way, and then
it's a different tier. Than like being loaded and then being top of the server.
Yeah, I've said it before. I don't like the idea of learnable recoil in an open world game like Rust. I feel like that shouldn't be the focus of where the skill cap is. It should be the way you position yourself, the tactics, things like that. And then, it's easy to hack, really. You get a script or anything like that, and anyways. But for me, the biggest downfall was Rust was when they added the helicopters and the minicopters. It changed the dynamic too much. You don't see people just roaming like you did before.
Yeah.
People just fucking fly. The monuments that have been in the game forever. Some of the older ones. Yeah, they're not designed to have like mini copters and shit like that. Like Dome, you just fly a mini copter up there, loot it, dip out. It takes all the risk out. Base building has changed a lot. It used to be very important. Like, all right, where do you want to set your base up in relation to everything on the map? It used to be super important. Now it's not that important. You just hop in the mini copter.
Now it's where can you hide your base?
Yeah. So that I don't know. Helicopters and all just kind of changed it for me. I feel like if Rust never got the helicopters, if maybe they kept the hot air balloons because they're kind of like, but we got horses and cars, that would be cool. That would have been fun. But and then the way they released everything.
Even the cars were a stretch for me. Like, I would have been okay with horses, just as a means, but also once they open that can of worms,
well, they brought the horses in late, Kev.
I would have loved them before.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot like right now from you guys. Like as far as like the history of this game.
Rust, when we first started playing, Well, Rust, when it first started out, like when it first got released, it was basically a 7 days to die.
Yeah, it was
essentially what it was. And then it kind of slowly started turning into this that you see now. And then for a while there, it was, I mean, vehicles are relatively recent, only in the last 2 years maybe. So everything was, if I needed to go to a monument, if I needed to go get supplies, I'm running on foot. So you had to be strategic. You had to like really plan out, like, all right, man, you know what? Let's go raid this base, but wait until it gets dark. Let's wait until it gets dark and move in the night. There used to be a lot of thought versus now. It's like, all right, bro, let's just hop on the helicopter. We're good. Doesn't really matter. For the most part, when you're in a helicopter, you're safe. I mean, there's always that chance of getting shot out, but it's not a...
It's a lot better. You could dip out a lot faster than you would on foot. Like, I mean, I remember the raids would happen, and you would chase people around the map. Because they wouldn't want to lead you to their base. They couldn't run across an open field, so they would have to take a right and go this way. You know, like, it used to be a lot more thrilling in a lot more ways, but... Like you said, you skip all that now.
The adventure was there. I mean, you know, last time we played a serious wipe, one of the things that I knocked on was like, we were in the dead of the wipe on a very populated modded server that we play on pretty regularly. It was maybe like the second day, maybe a little late, so it wasn't full pop, but enough where it was like, all right, bro, there's a lot of people. We couldn't fucking find anybody because people just don't run around like they used to.
It was over 100 though. It was like,
dude, it was like close to like 100.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like 150 people online, which is quite a bit because the map's not that big on the modded server we play. And we used to fucking, you run around, you're constantly finding people, constantly. So you had to be strategic with, man, do we want to pick this gunfight? Because as soon as you open this can of worms, you got everybody coming. It's not really like that anymore, man. You see mini copters flying by.
Yeah,
it's just changed a lot since I first started playing, and the focus is different. And then it's one of those things, like when we started playing, nothing was efficient. Like explosive ammo has been in the game forever.
Yeah,
since I started playing, it was never used until a couple years ago. Never used. When we first started playing, explosive ammo wasn't a fucking thing. Nobody used that
for
shit.
Like beds, and like if you had just ridiculous amounts of explosive, you would just have it for PvP. Some people would even use it for PvP, but
nobody used it for a base. Yeah, and then I don't know how. I don't know if a streamer, somebody figured out the usefulness of explosive ammo, the cost effectiveness. Maybe there was an update that I missed.
Yeah, I think there was.
And that changed the game forever. Explosive ammo, and then. It's just everything. The whole game has changed. It's kind of went in a direction where I'm just like, it's lost sight of the game that I loved.
I will always be able to play it though.
Yeah, for sure. I'll always be able to play it, you know, 1 or 2 wipes here and there. I don't think I'll ever be able to play it like we used to though.
No, we'll never get the old wipes back for sure.
Cause even
with healthy and.
Cause even I hopped on a no BP server and I was like, what is this garbage? It's like I like the BP system, and I remember when that first came out, everybody was like,
yeah, BPs.
But I mean, everything's just so different
also,
now.
you could just get some resources and craft an AK and be naked with an AK.
So Kev, you played a little bit of Rust. You're familiar with the BP system? Where you can't craft something unless you research it? The item?
Yeah.
When we first started playing, that wasn't a thing. You just had to get the supplies, and you could instantly craft
anything. You could make whatever was in the game.
Jeez, man. Honestly, I think that's kind of one of my gripes with the game, with Rust, and with even like 7 Days to Die. I love 7 Days to Die. I recently got into it by playing with a cousin of mine. It was also really, you know, hardcore gamer, real hardcore gamer. But it's like, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing with 7 Days. It's a bad thing because it gets in the way of a lot of things and you die a lot more often. It's a good thing though because it kind of adds this element of adventure to the game where you're going and looting stuff, and you know, you find a book and it's, you know, something meaningful. And I mean, in Rust, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of the kinks and quirks
Yeah.
before I actually kind of start hopping on even bigger boy servers and everything. But
let me tell you, Cyborg.
What?
I went on to play with Kev, right? I was like, all right, Kev, what server
Well,
you on? I go to the friends tab. This motherfucker's on a PvE server.
Oh.
I'm trying
on
to get
Rust.
Let me tell you why.
What are you doing? Killing scientists?
Hell yeah. So let me tell you what happened.
Scientist?
I loaded in with my cousin, right? First time ever. I just bought the game. I installed it and everything. Loaded up. First fucking map. We spawn right next, or he spawns way the fuck across from the map, away from me.
Oh yeah.
Welcome
to Rust. Welcome to Rust.
And then
that's the best intro I've ever heard to Rust.
Yeah.
I spawned here. My buddy spawned on the other side of the map.
Fuck all everywhere, man. And I spawned right next to a base. When I tell you it was the most annoying 3 minutes that I've ever been in any server in my life, dude. I spawned in. This
is on a PvE.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's a PvE or a.
I was gonna say, if you think that's annoying, get on a PvP server.
No, I think it was a PvP server. It was like some sort of Russian PvP server, and right off the bat, some
that's
chick
fucked up. Went to a Russian server.
Yeah, this chick with the thick Russian accent is just repeating, "You need me, you need me, you need me," bashing my head in with a fucking rock. Meanwhile, I don't even know the mechanics of this shit. I haven't had time to keybind anything onto my fucking controllers, dude. And I'm getting the shit rocked out of me, bro. Constantly. 3 times I happen to bump into the same chick, or I don't know if it's just some sound clip or sound bite that they're playing over and over. But I'm getting bullied, man. I've never felt.
Oh, bullied will definitely happen.
Man. Dude, I'm just.
You think that's bullied?
Dude, I could not gather resources. I could not find my cousin for like a while, dude. Then he got killed by this chick, whatever. And ultimately, I was like, dude, you know what? There's got to be a way to find the mechanics out of this game without getting rocked every 3 minutes, man. Yeah, I'm like, and then the building system was so weird to me because I was just like, you know, all these other games.
It's a lot weirder now.
Yeah. And that's I'm guessing it is weird now as opposed to back then. I can't imagine the game always being this kind of like.
The building hasn't changed much. They've added new aspects.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The new aspects.
They've added like new pieces that you can build with.
But it is for the most part.
Yeah. For the most part, I mean, building the way you build your base has changed a lot, just because efficiencies and people have figured out bunker bases and how to kind of use the mechanics in our favor. Shit, I remember when I first started playing, like. Our base that we used was basically just a 2x2 that was like 4 stories high.
Yep.
And that would last us all wipe, and that would be our that'd be our base. Now, that's just gone day one.
Yeah.
If I see a 2x2 like that, I'm like,
if you don't make it past a 2x2 of any kind, if you don't even make it past a 3x2, you're done. Like you have to go big.
Cyborg will know. I'm the king of rat bases.
Yeah.
We'll play modded servers. And what's cool about modded servers, besides like they'll have a lot of features, like maybe teleportation, so you could have like a little base somewhere else and teleport to that base, and it's a good way before the helicopters are in to like bounce around the map. Where you could have a base somewhere, your main base somewhere kind of quiet, and then just teleport to the PvP base, and that's. So I would make these like 2x2s. Deep into wipe, and they'd be fucking loaded with shit. Nobody would ever raid them because I'd keep like a wooden door on the front, so they're like, it's not fucking worth it. They don't have anything. Little do they know it's filled with fucking guns out the ass, gear, like everything. I'm the king of those fucking rat. I'll stay in that thing whole wipe.
Dude, but Leifon used to do that too. We all used to do that. We used to run wipes out of 2x2s sometimes. Just have multiple 2x2s, one over here, one over there.
That sounds super useful, to be honest.
The good old days, man. When Rust, simpler times. That's the best way to put it.
Damn, man.
Now it's just fucking.
There's definitely a lot.
I was watching Rust on console, Cyborg.
Oh man.
When I tell you, I don't understand how they fucking do it. I was watching like fucking like building and things like it was so fucking slow. It was like build, arrow.
Oh,
metal,
jeez.
upgrade.
Dude,
Rotate.
honestly, that's one of the things that I actually really appreciate about swapping over to PC. And at first, it was really daunting how fast the gameplay actually gets, but also how liberating it actually really is to have a lot more of like tactical maneuvering at your disposal. You know, the fact that you don't have to fucking wait on certain menus to pop up, or for if you have a fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare loaded up on your PS4, that your game's gonna crash halfway through because you run out of storage or something.
Yeah.
You know, so
that reminded me of the Call of the Wild video. R.I.P.
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 Yeah, man. Rust is a fucking amazing game. I love it to death. But I don't know. It's just not. I think everything kind of grows its course, and eventually everything kind of lose sight of where it was. And maybe this was like the idea behind it the whole time. And it's just slowly kind of made its way, and being that it's hit
Rust
such
is always like for the first 2-3 years was very minimal growth. I mean, it was, the updates we got, we cherished, I feel like.
Oh, you remember launch?
Yeah. Oh, launch coming out was like, I mean, we thought that was next level,
And at the time it was.
It was. But everything has that, movement.
Especially with the success that Rust has gotten recently. I mean, in the past year or two.
Skins were a big thing for Rust that just finally picked up. Like, it'd been there this whole time. Yeah, we don't need to talk about Rust skins. We've talked about it plenty of times. If anybody's listening again, they're probably like, I swear to God, if they start talking about Rust skins.
Rust skins, dinosaurs, and fucking Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
It is, I love Rust. It'll always have a special place in my heart. It's just not the game I fell in love with anymore. I find myself being able to watch Rust gameplay a lot more than being able to hop on and play it. Oh, speaking of that, I hopped on and played it, right? I have a game-breaking glitch where I only have the environment audio, but I don't have any weapon audio, like at all. No reloading, no gunfire, nobody else's gunfire, no switching weapons. So I was like, what the fuck? So I went and started searching Reddit everywhere. Apparently nobody knows how to fix this fucking thing. So
dude,
it's probably tied into like graphics or something dumb like that. Like,
the fucking exit menu.
Yeah.
I've got a huge gripe, man, because like I can't open up. I played Rust maybe 3-4 times. I haven't been able to play it since because I can't load into.
You ever tried to shut it down?
Yes, I've shut it down. I've gone to Task Manager. I've closed it out, opened it back up.
You don't know about the menu.
Uninstalled it.
I just mean like when you. Oh no, I do know about the menu.
No, I mean
now,
Kev doesn't know about the menu. Kev, for the longest, since we started playing, I don't know what they fixed it now. But since we started playing, you can't exit out of the game. Like at the main menu, if you exit, it crashes.
It crashes.
It like freezes for a while and then it'll crash. So there's no way to like exit out.
Years. Like,
you want to know why we have so many hours? That's fucking why.
Is that why you say you would leave it on overnight?
Oh hell yeah!
Holy shit, that makes sense now. I was
like,
bro.
And I was playing when I first started playing with Pitbull. I was playing on a broke PC, man.
Oh
like,
yeah, toasters. Shit, so was I.
Yeah, we all are.
We were on fucking toasters.
Was it someone on a laptop too? I couldn't remember who it was. It was one of those.
Dude,
kids
I'm sure somebody was on a goddamn iPad.
Oh god,
fucking
can you imagine Rust Mobile?
Oh my god.
Talk about cancer.
Cancerous, dude.
Jesus.
You see, that's one thing that I'm kind of like irked about sometimes, because it's like I don't think every game should be cross-platform per se. Like on
Rust definitely should.
Like, yeah. And so that's one of the things that I'm kind of having a bit of a pushback thing with Riot, or people like trying to get Riot to make Valorant mobile, because it's like there's a lot of people are really trying to push
but look at Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty makes
It's
money for nothing.
It's
that game
funny-
is nothing. And
it's
they
funny
make
y'all
how
say that.
much? They have competitions with
It's funny y'all
Call
say
of Duty
that.
Jesus,
Mobile.
man.
I was playing
Like,
Call
so-
of Duty Mobile the other day
I bet you were. You probably spanked.
because I don't know what I was looking at that I figured this out, that I could hook an Xbox controller Bluetooth up to my phone.
No way.
So I was like, well, I need a fucking game
Find a
to
game.
play.
Yeah.
Let's try Call of Duty. I felt so bad. I felt terrible. I was hopping in games, bro.
For like a
Like-
minute, right?
Dude, I was having the time of my life. I felt like I was in the Special Olympics.
But you were
Bro.
not special.
Bro, no. I felt like Usain Bolt running in the special. Bro, I was getting like 80 kills a game. Just dropping fucking bombs on these people. Meanwhile, they're getting like 5.
Jesus, man.
Probably playing some 6-year-old.
6-year-old just fucking.
Got his mom to download it. Got his mom to tell the app he was 18.
It's on the iPad. Can't even hold the iPad. So it's fucking.
Jesus, man.
It's playing the Battle Royale mode. Didn't lose a fucking game. It was terrible. I felt awful.
Yeah.
Shit, man. But you see, that's the thing, though. You know, like, there's some games that should be for PC. There's some games that are enjoyable on console. Rocket League being one of them, I'd say.
I
mean,
think.
You started Call of Duty on console, right, Pitt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, PC is new to me. I mean, well,
same.
new to me now. I mean, I've been PC gamer for a while. At this point, but yeah, no, I was a console gamer my whole life.
Yeah.
Started original Xbox, moved to 360, moved to Xbox One, and then eventually.
Dad never
got
made
PC.
the Xbox One switch. I stopped at 360 and went to PC, but
And that's why I have such a hard time with recoil in video games.
Do y'all want to hear an interesting story real quick?
Yeah,
What's
go
up?
ahead.
I found a working Xbox One in the trash one day. I have it. A working Xbox One in the trash.
I have
I have it. All right. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. But it's a
Kev.
fucking Xbox One, bro.
but
The countertop at Walmart was not the trash.
oh shit.
I gotta hear this. Did you just go
the-
through the trash can? Why were you dumpster diving to begin with?
I wasn't.
Was it
it
at
was at
least-
work. It was
Oh.
at work, and like, literally, I don't know if maybe somebody was just like moving in or something, and they just forgot it there, or some dude's like girlfriend got mad and just like threw that shit out. I'm guessing it was the second one because it didn't have any cables or anything. I had to buy everything secondhand, but it was just
Didn't
chilling.
Have cables. That definitely someone's
Yeah.
just tossing it in the trash.
Yeah,
Some
so I
kid
was
got
just like-
grounded, and his
Some
mom was
kid
like,
was like, "I'm throwing it away."
he's like, I'm just gonna tell him I threw it away. I'm gonna set it down over here. I'll pick it up after school. Meanwhile, this like fat, slightly stupid, like worker dude comes and picks it up and just takes it home. First thing he does is downloads Forza Horizons on there. Man,
amazing
but-
game.
phenomenal
You talk
game.
About, you talk about game sense, right?
Yeah.
So I've found out over the years too. I can't drive in video games. I cannot drive. Like I've played Forzas. I've played, the rally games. I mean, I played GTA. I am awful at driving. I don't understand it. I don't have that game sense yet for some reason. But first-person shooters,
Even with
I could
the
be in that.
steering wheel,
No, I never actually done it with the actual setup.
I got the like force feedback haptic steering wheel.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
like you hit a fucking curve in Forza, and that shit.
Yeah, man.
I might be
Yeah.
better if I was like doing that, but
It's so much harder. Don't let it fool you. Try to take a corner at fucking 300 miles an hour with that shit. It's not happening.
I can't.
I can do it on a controller all day.
Finna go head first through your monitor, bro. Just like, oh shit, I crashed, man. Fuck.
It is not fucking happening. I'm about to flip my whole desk over. I gotta turn so goddamn hard.
My mom finna walk in, finna fucking be legs over my desk, just shit all over the place. Like, what happened? Like, I hit a concrete wall in Forza. Just fucking
Jesus, dude. Yeah, no,
Imagine
Forza's
motorbike
fucking
going on.
sick.
hell yeah.
But on that note, yeah, not every game needs to be cross-platform. I I think every console game should be cross. Like, fuck it, let PlayStation, Xbox play together. I don't see a problem with that.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But not every game needs to be with PC. And I like Call of Duty does it great. If you're a controller, you play with controllers, or you can opt in to play with keyboard and mouse. I'm cool with that. But when you start getting into games like CSGO, Valorant, where it's like, man, precision, one shot, it's a different. Rust, definitely. Just speed, man. The speed that you have to do something. Like Rust, just like you shooting down my wall and me being able to build it and fucking upgrade it real quick.
Oh, you cannot do that on a controller.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. It took them like 8 minutes to upgrade one wall. I was like, Jesus.
Shit, man. Nah, I don't see the appeal in that. And on top of that, it's just, I've also noticed that like with a lot of video games, especially hopping over to PC, it's like the hardware limitations on these consoles really is kind of hard set to a certain point. And like after a certain point, it becomes kind of like.
I mean, it's like the small things on PC that you wouldn't think of, like FOV.
Yeah.
You don't have FOV on console. The settings.
Or even just refresh rate, man.
Refresh rate,
everything.
FPS.
Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I never
merge together more. I feel like we're gonna see a lot more of that hybrid approach in the next. Yeah.
Hopefully.
That Steam Deck is fucking crazy. If it works like it says it does.
Well, it's just like everything, man. Like the first gen of VR. I mean, it's not the same as what they got out now, man. Like, not even close. The tracking's insane.
Oh, I bet. I need to hook up Cyborg. We need to hook up our VR, man. Get some VR videos.
Got my controllers right there on the wall.
Discord really doesn't like Keven today. Jesus.
Bro, it's not even me, bro.
Oh.
What's up?
Okay. I was gonna say it puts you where I'm at. You robbed me.
Nah, man. I don't know why it keeps on like saying I'm AFK when I'm clearly participating through like video chat. It's just Discord like.
And it never did this. You know how many times? Just for a record, we have been in video chats like this discussing the comeback for
never happened.
Multiple times for hours. Never happened.
Oh my god, bro!
Discord's like, you fucking thought today, Kev.
For
you
real,
fucking
man.
Thought.
He's like, you thought you remember this, bro? Think again, buckaroo.
I'll show you game sense, bitch.
You trying to get on some VR chat there, Pitbull?
I don't know about VR. Oh, did you see that TikTok I sent you?
Dude, yes,
the
monkey
tag?
game. Yes, monkey tag or something like that. What was it called?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck it was. That shit look crazy though.
It looks insane.
Yeah, that looks fun, man.
Kev,
I want to. What's up?
Here's what we do.
No.
Kev, you get a VR. I'm sure like the first generation Oculus are relatively cheap now. I think Cyborg. I think I bought yours for like 200.
Yeah.
And that was what?
You could probably find it for
150
easily. Because we just bought one for a friend of ours as a gift, or Melissa did, and it was like, I think she paid like $250, and it was the next. It was
brand new?
like it was a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was it was like a second generation. It wasn't even mine. Like it was a step up from mine. So
yeah, we got the first generation, and I think it works fine.
Amazing.
You actually need a lot less space than what you would think. It really depends on the game, but a lot of games have it where basically if you could just extend your arms in every direction, you're probably good to go.
You're good to go.
Okay. Yeah.
But VR,
plus,
man.
You can play to the style of your room. Like
yeah. So the way it works, Kev, when you first load in, you basically draw a line around your playable area. So like you would draw a line all around your wall, and then in game it pulls a grid up when you start to get close. So like you start to get close to that grid, it'll pull the grid up, and you know like, oh fuck, I'm about to hit a wall. So it's neat in that sense. But here's what we should do, Kev. Halloween will be here before we know it.
Oh,
yes.
Fuck that.
There's that horror game in VR.
Sorry to Christ.
We all need to play that shit.
Are you talking about Phasmophobia, or are you talking about something else?
Phasmophobia VR.
Yes, man. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. That's actually the reason why I got the wireless headset. Actually.
You know what? I'm happy is I don't have a ability to
What I want to get
while I'm playing, because it's gonna be bad.
What I want to get is the VR Oculus Rift backpack.
Oh,
it makes the Oculus Rift completely wireless.
Portable. Yeah.
That's what the fuck I need to get for this room, because the problem I have is my computer is now in like far away from my play area, so I would have to like get extensions, and there's just I don't feel like fucking with it.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But
how much is the backpack?
Oh, it's newer, so
I think it's probably about the same price as a fucking Oculus.
Damn, yeah.
It's probably like $300-400.
Oh shit. Yeah. Now I think I should be able to get the Oculus. I think by October.
It is it's a game changer. Like you might have used like shitty VR, and like I was under the impression like VR is it is.
The first time I loaded into the Oculus was, I mean, it's definitely totally different. Playing your first like squad game, like shooter. Oh man, I mean, you want to talk about being immersed? Like,
oh, you get immersed.
You think you're just like playing squad. I don't know if you played Insurgency or Squad or like any of those style of games, but they're more like realistic of shooters.
Yeah.
And it's kind of more like the sense of Battlefield as opposed to Call of Duty, you know? And getting in there and like a grenade, an RPG going over your head, a grenade exploding by you, like,
and it's the little things.
Down, like you're on the ground, like
you're actually laying down.
You got to get behind fucking cover.
Jeez, man.
It's the and it's like the little things in VR that are so fucking neat. Like me and Cyborg can be like across a hallway from each other in a gunfight. Just fuck Cyborg, I'm out of ammo. He can take a mag and just chunk me the mag, and I can catch it, put it in my gun.
Yeah, we've tossed each other guns before. Like
like it's just like the little stuff.
Yeah.
Like one thing,
super cool, man.
One thing when I first started playing, there's this game called what's it called, Cyborg? The realistic shooter with not the kill one. That's more like Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's Pavlov, the one that's more like Call of Duty.
Nah, that's the Gary's mod one. Anyways, it's like Siege. It's a super realistic 5v5, kind of insurgents versus operatives. You know, typical bullshit. Anyways, super realistic. What I used to do is you get shot at in a game, you just die. Yeah. In this, I just lay down and play dead. And then they come walking up, and then you're like, surprise, motherfucker! Blah, 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 blah. Like it, I remember there's like this map. It's like an Iraq kind of town setting, and in the middle there's a crashed helicopter, and it's like this big crater. It's like the center point of the map. So my teams were slowly pushing up. All of a sudden, I'd start taking heavy fire, man. So I'm in a fetal position in my room, hiding in this crater, trying not to get shot. And my team's like, where's it coming from? I'm like, help! Help! Help!
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you're suggesting a horror game? Oh my god, I'm gonna piss my pants, dude. That's gonna be bad.
Cyborg's gonna forget
crying.
Cyborg's gonna forget it's VR and actually take off running. You're gonna hear a thump.
Run right into a wall.
Oh man, I could see that being the case for me too, man. I don't know if you guys see behind me, but I've actually had a bit of a mishap where one time I was playing a game and I move a lot. And people that watch me stream or whatever can contest to this. You know, I'll be super immersed in Valorant or something. Somebody throws a grenade or something, it explodes. I get jump scared and I'll like fly back. But one time I was playing kind of late at night. Nobody was home, and I may or may not have gotten too excited and or too scared. I broke those double doors behind me. So in order for me to close them and keep them locked, I had to kind of push one side in so I can like close them correctly. Otherwise, they kind of just fall off. But man, so yeah, I think I might put some like.
So you were a controller thrower. Is that what you're telling me?
I try not to, especially with these monitors. I don't want to do that. But yeah,
he was the kid that was like.
I'm the type of guy that if I get jump scared at a haunted house, I might throw a punch.
Yeah.
I headshot him.
I'm sick of
these
guys.
Speaking of horror games, topic Gaming Digest. Did y'all see they are remastering the first Dead Space? I don't know if any of y'all played Dead Space.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I've wanted to play Dead Space since it came out because I heard it was like such an awesome game, such a scary awesome
Dead
game.
Space. I would say I like the second one better. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. Everybody I've talked to like Dead Space 1 better, but they played that one first. I played Dead Space 2 first, so it's like everything, you know, future generations, they get nice kind of quality of life updates, so then when you go back you don't have them and you're like, well, never mind. But they're both fucking fantastic. Dead Space 2, one of the best / scariest games I've ever played in my life, and it's probably Outlast 1 and Dead Space 2 are like neck and neck for my favorite horror games of all time.
Outlast was
something.
Was scary, man.
Outlast does a fucking great job of bringing you into the environment.
I loved that game only once I had finished it. As soon as I had finished it, I was like, this is one of the best games I have ever played. Because it truly is like an emotional roller coaster ride, and it immerses you in depth.
Well, the thing I like
about I hated it so much.
The thing I like about Dead Space, the thing I like about Outlast is like when you're going through have you played Outlast, Kev?
Yeah, I have actually.
So the thing I like about Outlast is when you're going through, not every inmate, not every fucking person in there is out to kill you. Not every person is a jump scare. Like there's a living, breathing, thriving fucking world going on in Outlast. Some people you walk up and they're just fucking throwing shit on the wall. Some people are fucking having these weird, crazy, and then some people you're like, okay, that guy's kind of normal. I can kind of relate to him. And then the other guy's trying to fucking kill you. Like,
and then all of a sudden someone grabs you by the throat.
Yeah. It's like this living, breathing world that's constantly like changing, and I fucking loved it, man. I fucking love Outlast. I played through it multiple times. Jesus fucking Christ, I've watched it multiple times. Outlast 2, the environment was dope. Cyborg has already agreed to play that for this month of horrors when we get to Halloween, October. But as you'll see, Outlast 2 lost some of that. The environment's still great. The story makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. Maybe when you play through, you'll have a different experience. Outlast 1, I found, like Kev, you can contest to this, Cyborg, I think you can. Even when you got scared and you weren't like running based on knowledge, just straight panic, it seemed to like just kind of naturally flow, and you would kind of figure out the way you would go. It was very rare that I would play Outlast 1 like, oh shit, I gotta run, and then like I run into a dead end, I'm like, well, I'm fucking dead. Outlast 2, it seemed like that happened quite a bit.
I was gonna say with Outlast 2, I think part of the story is actually hidden in the DLCs, I want to say, and
there was no DLC for Outlast 2.
There wasn't? Oh, wait, am I thinking of Whistleblower as
you might be thinking of Whistleblower as Outlast 2. Outlast 2 was the one set basically in like Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm tripping.
The Whistleblower, I fucking loved as well. And that's one of the things I harp on about Outlast is like the Whistleblower DLC takes place at the same time as Outlast. Right. So when you're playing through the Whistleblower DLC, you see things happening that
you already played through.
Like there's this one scene where you look out the window and you see the church is on fire. You play through that whole sequence when the church is on fire and you're like navigating that. So it's like all these events are corresponding at the second place, and it's like just that subliminal of just looking out a window and it's like, bro, I fucking played through that. It's going through like the same. I just loved it. I loved it. And then you play fucking Outlast 2 and it's Outlast 2 was a struggle bus. Still a great game.
Because Outlast 1 was a struggle bus for me.
It's not a struggle bus from the horror. It was a struggle bus because it doesn't hit all the same things that Outlast 1 did.
That was the first game I've ever really truly played though, full through like that style of gaming. I've never been really appealed to like
horror games.
Because I've always played horror games in general, but like I've always played you know, survival, adventure, or FPS.
Yeah.
So like that gameplay of, you know, it's more story driven, you know.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, but it was my first time playing that, and you know, I definitely had a learning curve for that first.
Dead Space is like Outlast in the sense that it has an amazing, thriving world. But you can fight back, which is nice.
Yeah, I've never played a game where
10 times fucking. It's 10 times longer. It is really? 10 times long. I think, you know, Outlast is maybe what, 3 hours, maybe somewhere around there. Dead Space is like fucking 15, 19, something crazy like that. Dead Space 2 rather. Wow. I never played through the first one, and I fucking, like I said, I loved every second of it. The environment's amazing. The fucking, all the different creatures. It's just fucking, it's a phenomenal game. They are coming out with the new Outlast. I don't know if I ever showed you, Cyborg. There's not a whole lot of info out on it yet.
I think you shot me something where they were working on it, but
yeah, Outlast Trials.
I didn't know this. I gotta look this up. I'm gonna write this down.
Got a little homework.
Yeah, a little homework
to do.
So it was
Outlast Trials. I think it's some sort of multiplayer thing, which could be cool.
That would be pretty awesome.
If this comes out sometime relatively soon, that would be a fun one for the month of horror.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for sure. I'm still not sure. So do you guys record like gameplay for like the month of horrors, or do you guys stream like on Halloween?
So the way we did it last time is we just recorded gameplay. We just recorded a playthrough, and then all throughout I think we kind of waited until after Halloween, but for this we can like record everything ahead of time, and then as soon as October 1st hits, we can just start dropping where we all like, all right, this is my scary game for the month. I'll do a playthrough on it.
Yeah, I think mine was a 4 episode. Yours was like 4, maybe.
Mine
2.
was 6, I think.
Oh, was it longer? Yeah.
Yeah. So last October I played through Layers of Fear 2, which is ass backwards because I never played through the first one, but whatever. I think that just came out, so
yeah.
That was a fucking trippy. That was a fucking trip. And then I made Cyborg play fucking Outlast. And Kev, I think, have you ever played Soma?
I've seen some gameplay, but I've never played it myself.
Soma is another one that's just like amazing environment, and it's like this underwater kind of thing, so it draws you into like, man, what is going on? But it has that horror element.
Yeah.
So, but it's not constantly where every second it's just like it has slow moments where you can really like take in the environment and try to figure out like, dude, what the fuck is happening right now? Soma's another fucking fantastic one that I think
this is the one that we talked about me possibly doing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I actually started watching a couple videos just to kind of see what I was getting myself into.
Oh man, going blind.
I actually, like, as soon as that happened, I was like,
I think I watched one video maybe on Outlast, and that was before we brought it up on the podcast. But after that, I didn't watch any gameplay at all on it.
Yeah, I think it's best to just go in blind on these games. There's a lot of like, I wouldn't mind doing like some sort of series on the channel where it's like, because I have a lot of like really dope indie games that I would love for y'all to play through and just get that experience. You know the game Limbo? It's a really old indie game, black and white, 2D. They came out with a new one called Inside, and it's more like 3D, but it's along that same, no dialogue, but the scenery is like very impactful, and what's going on. It's a fucking fantastic. You want to play a dope ass indie game on stream, Kev? Inside.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
It is fucking amazing. One of my favorite games of all time. It is like, it's kind of like the platform puzzle type, but it is.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
It's such a fucking powerful experience for what it is. I fucking love that game. Yeah, I've watched through it like 18 times. I played through it 18 times, and it's probably a good 5 hours.
You got 5 hours? Yeah. All right.
Fucking...
Yeah. So I'll be able to kind of stretch it out on stream. Yeah. Do like a.
Oh yeah.
Rough,
I mean, like I said, it's a platformer. So if you you can get hung up. You gotta like solve puzzles and shit like that. So you know, it changes for everybody. But dude, it is very like there are scenes in there where you're just like, wow, that's fucking.
I love games like that. And actually, that's actually kind of something I was thinking about when Cyborg, you were talking about how you're more kind of like a survival kind of exploration kind of game guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually on the other spectrum of that, where because I grew up playing all these PS1, PS2 games, I really love like RPGs or like all these super detailed story-driven games and stuff like that. So actually. I don't know if you guys watch anime or anything, but the reason why I got into Full Metal Alchemist is because of a game that a buddy of mine gifted me for my birthday in middle school, I believe. And that game, I think it was called Full Metal Alchemist 2 or something like that. Full Metal Alchemist in the Sorcerer's Stone.
So it was like was it a game about the anime?
Yeah, it was a game about the anime, but it was so well made that, and the game mechanics are so good that I got interested in the story, so I watched the anime, and the anime was even better.
Right.
So it's like games like that, or like the Final Fantasy games.
Are you a big anime person, Kev?
I started to get a bit more into it. I'm still kind of on the, I guess, noob kind of spectrum of things, because I mean, also growing up, your boy didn't have Netflix or Hulu or Crunchyroll or any of these other things to kind of see things.
We
had to wait till 11 at night when Toonami was on, and you know, whenever
Adult Swim,
Elven Light
like
or something was on. Yeah.
Did you what about you, Cyborg? Any anime?
Oh no, not really.
Yeah, nah. I'm not huge in anime. I watched a couple, and I do enjoy them. I'm not big on reading, and I find like, you know, all the what people consider good animes are not in English. So then I found myself just reading the whole fucking anime, and then you miss out on a lot. I don't know. It's not my style.
Definitely harder.
But there is. Now here, Kev. You want a dope ass anime? I have.
Hell yeah.
3 suggestions. Okay.
What are they?
One, there's a series on Netflix called Love, Death, Robots.
Oh yes.
It is one of the greatest things I have ever seen in my life. Every episode is completely different.
Yeah.
It's a new story that just came out to season 2. I literally watched it in one sitting. It is fucking incredible. Very like moving, powerful videos. Some of them are like cute, quirky. Some of them are like very serious with a very deep meaning. Fucking incredible.
I love that.
Now, an actual anime that I fucking loved and that got to me on a recommendation was Sword Art Online. And it's basically like the premise of the game is this new VR technology came out. All the kids are going to buy it. Boom, they put it on, and it basically like takes over your neurological pathways to transfer you into that world. Well, all the kids get stuck in it, so they can't get out. The problem is if you die in the MMO, you die in real life.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But it turns into like fucking, it's so cool because it's like they're in like a World of Warcraft, but it's turning into the real life. So you see people training, fucking leveling up, and then they're in a boss fight and somebody fucks up and dies, and they're like, no. But then you have those epic MMA or those epic like anime moments where they're like during a boss fight and he's like, it, dude, I fucking loved it. Season 1, fucking fantastic. Towards the end, it gets like a little like, yeah, okay. But all leading up to season 1, I fucking loved it. And this is coming from somebody who's not like into anime like that. And then season 2, kind of along the same premise, but they get put into like a gun one. So it's I'm still working on season 2. Season 1 was fucking incredible. Season 1, I believe, if I remember correctly, was like a 2-parter.
Okay.
But highly recommend, Kev. You would fucking love it. I fucking loved it. And then it's right up my alley of video games, MMOs, shit like that. It was fucking sick.
Could I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
You've seen Black Mirror, right? Specifically the episode where they had
You haven't seen Black Mirror?
I've seen a few episodes.
Have you seen the one with the guy that plays Falcon in the Marvel movies? And you know, Cyborg knows where I'm going with this. And the chick that plays Mantis.
Yeah,
oh my god, they have like this little like thing or this new gaming device that hooks up. It's kind of like a Neuralink thing. You put on your temple or something, and it brings you into the game essentially.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything. I want you to watch this episode because that's what Sword Art Online kind of reminded me of, but in a weirder way. Where I was gonna be like, not that I've seen Sword Art Online, but the way that you were describing it, it sounds very familiar, very similar. But let's just say Black Mirror takes it in a very
fucked up way.
Yeah, very fucked up way, man.
Black Mirror is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, the little I've seen is it's pretty hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some questions for you though. If you do end up watching this, I would definitely recommend that episode. Okay. But I'll have some private questions.
I'll try to check it out
afterwards. Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, last anime. It's a very popular one. It's called One Punch Man.
Oh, dude, I love One Punch. Yeah.
Have you heard of this one, Cyborg?
No.
It's literally the dumbest anime. Okay. There's a superhero. He's literally the most overpowered being in the world, and it's like this ongoing joke because he kills everybody with a one punch. He's called One Punch Man, and then they're like, and everybody asks him like, "Man, how did you become so strong?" He's like, "Yeah, did 100 push-ups every day, ran 100 miles, 100 sit-ups. It's a secret." But it's just like this little scrawny nerd kid, and he just one punches every fucking body. And you get like this big boss. You get this big boss, and they're like hyping him up, and this boss is fucking everything up, and you're like, "Oh shit, oh shit." Yeah.
One punch.
The boss would be handing everyone shit to them, just obliterating them, bro. And this dude would go in with one punch and knock him out or something. And he will never get the credit for anything. They'll be like, "Oh, we weakened him, bro. It's cool."
And he goes up like so casually too. Like, I fucking love it because you got like this intense fight scene with all these other people just getting their ass, and then it just cuts to him and there's like piano music playing and he's just
what the fuck?
Just like that, man. Just
incredible.
Like that.
The most OP man in the universe.
One punch.
I got a question. That reminded me of something, Kev. Cyborg. It's a bit off topic. Would you rather be 20% stronger or look 20% stronger?
I'd rather be 20% stronger. Cause you could make so much money winning bets with that, don't you think? Cause it's like 20% stronger from what I am right now. I can probably bench my weight, right? But like if I am 20%, if I look 20% stronger, I just look maybe a little bit better. But if I, I'm 20% stronger,
how about permanently look 20% stronger? That way you can eat whatever you want. It never changes.
You see, but 20% stronger than what you look like, or 20% stronger than what I look like right now?
Just keep in mind, just because you're 20% stronger doesn't mean you're gonna look any better.
No, that's cool, but like I could go up to
the same.
I could go up to like Mike Tyson and be like, "Hey, bro, like, rock me, bro. Let's go."
But I would think.
Eat the punch.
Nah, it just means you're stronger. It doesn't mean you can take a hit any harder.
It just means that when you punch someone, it's 20% more effective.
Oh, I don't care if he rocks me, but when I get back up, I want to be like, "Okay, now it's my turn."
But have you ever thought about this, Kev?
What's up?
Maybe you're 20% stronger is still 20% weaker than Mike Tyson.
Still 80% weaker than Mike Tyson.
Let's not get carried away.
You're assuming that you're gonna get back up. That's your first mistake.
I'm optimistic.
Mike Tyson is knocking your ass out. Even at fucking 80, he'd knock my ass out.
All right, who's someone I could probably beat? All right, who's someone I
could
probably
Logan
beat?
Paul. There you go.
Nah. Let's go.
Fucking little sister.
Nah, my sister can whoop my ass too. She's a brown belt in karate. No, she has actually. I used to do boxing, And so my sister was doing karate at the time, and my mom wanted to know if she had learned anything and she could defend herself. And she goes, "All right, you two spar." She's like, "You two spar." I'm like, "I'm not gonna hit my sister, you know." And she goes, "I need you to go full ham so I know whether or not like your sister's learned anything." I'm like, "Allison, I'm sorry." I get into fighting stance. Mom says, "Go." 3 moves. I had my sister's leg on my neck, my arm behind my back, and a big ass bruise, bro, like around my arm from where the first hit came from. I didn't even know how. I didn't even know when. It just happened.
Sounds about right.
So my sister is a scary person. She'll whoop my ass. All right. So I'm thinking more around the realm of like maybe the Lucky Charms guy, you know, or fucking
good.
Bugs Bunny maybe, you know.
I don't know. Bugs Bunny is very cunning.
Yeah, not in the big chungus form, you know. But like, I mean, I can too, you know.
You're gonna get that carrot somewhere. You don't want it.
That's true. Oh shit! You remind me of that Meat Canyon episode, man, with like Bugs Bunny, the one that got removed from YouTube.
I have no idea. It does not sound like it would be a good fit for Looney Tunes, though. Don't you ruin Looney Tunes for me.
Have you guys heard of Meat Canyon at all? Like the YouTube channel Meat Canyon?
Is this some kind of weird hentai shit?
No, it's yes and no. It's like this guy does like
yes and no.
That episode, yes. There's a reason why I got taken off of YouTube. But this guy basically does commentary over modern like issues or modern topics, but he does it in a weird, really like creepy avant-garde like art style. And it's so weird because it's like with characters that we know. He's done one on David Dobrik before like all those allegations came out. He's done one on Bugs Bunny, on a couple of other Ed and Eddie, where Ed shows everyone God for 25 cents, allegedly. I don't know, but like it's definitely worth the watch. Meat Canyon is a different level of I feel uncomfortable right now.
So you're taking 20% stronger.
I am taking 20% stronger, bro.
What about you, Cyborg?
Oh, I'm going looks all day.
Yeah, looks.
Bro, I want to be able to do more than 2 pull-ups.
But I mean, realistically,
20% stronger of me, ain't getting me nothing.
But looking 20% stronger.
It might get me somewhere. And I you don't have to be lifting heavy weights, right? Yeah.
I mean, realistically, are you going to use that 20% that often? No.
Oh yeah, I am.
It's not going to help me type any faster.
No. Could you imagine
gonna break the keyboard?
Just going and to pick up your mouse, just crushing your hands. I would be sad. This shit was kind of.
Great power comes great responsibility, gentlemen.
A little off topic.
Okay.
And I did kind of want to ask you guys this question because I kind of have like a little list in my mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as gaming goes, I've realized how important like peripherals are, and like a bunch of other things, little details when it comes to gaming, right?
Gotcha.
But I wanted to ask you guys, what are some tips that you guys would have for beginners that you felt like would have helped you out a bit sooner if you realize how impactful
for what gaming in general, gaming, PC gaming, what?
Yeah, PC gaming. People going from console to PC gaming.
PC gaming, buy used. You don't have to spend out $2,000 to buy a brand new PC. Buy it used.
You're gonna replace the parts anyway.
Yeah, buy it used, and let's say something goes bad in a couple months, you still most likely can replace that for cheaper than it would have been to cost it, especially with everything going on with fucking COVID and mining and everything. It's hard to find parts right now. Buy it used. Do your research. That's a big one. I made the mistake of buying like a very low end kind of entry level PC. Why that might save you money now, and again, this is easier said than done. Obviously, kids out there, you can't really do this, but adults who are looking to get into PC gaming, spend a little bit more now and it will save you money later. If you get entry level, in a year or so, all the new games are going to slowly but surely start pushing you out, and you'll start noticing hits to performance and things like that. One thing you need to understand, PC gaming is not console. Every game you play, it will not guarantee that you can play it and run it efficiently. You can buy a game on Xbox and you're guaranteed to run that game. PC is not like that. So
on that note, I want to add something too, or two things actually. First one relating to the crypto mining. I know that China's about to kind of release a bunch of graphics cards below MSRP value potentially that were used in mining. So that's a way to get a good graphics card, but also potentially a risky way because of all the wear that comes from.
They wear them down.
Yeah, I would stay away from a mined graphics card, just me. But I mean, look, if you get a good deal, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting a deal on a 3060, I mean,
yeah. Just make sure to also upgrade, or make sure that you're upgrading necessary components like your PSU, your power supply,
CPU. Oh, power supply.
No,
Gotcha. Yeah,
power supply, and stuff like that.
I would say your most critical though, if you're gonna go right off the bat, is you want to get a motherboard and a CPU that you're gonna that's gonna last longer than any other part on your PC.
I would agree.
Out of everything that's gonna be useful or used, you can swap out graphics, you can swap out memory, you can swap out, RAM, you can swap out PSUs like pretty easily. It's that motherboard,
and CPU are the
bitch. Yeah, and if you get those out of your way, if you start a base and you find out what's gonna last, what you can swap out, what is interchangeable, that's where you want to start for sure.
Mainly on the CPU, I feel like if you get any decent updated motherboard, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
But your performance hit is just as important, if not more important, on the CPU than your graphics card.
Yeah, than almost anything else.
At the very least, if you're going to be streaming and playing off the same PC, I've done a lot of research on this before I actually bought my PC. You want to have at least 6 cores, 4 for gaming and 2 for the actual streaming, because a lot of these, the games will mostly be GPU intensive. Your graphics cards, will be kind of pushed at times, but there's a lot of games that also occupy, some of that CPU power too.
Yeah.
So
do your research, figure out what you want to do. If you just want to strictly game, Intel is the way to go. Intel will give you a better performance gaming wise, albeit not much this day and age. But if you're looking to get more into like the video side of things, maybe VR, 4K, kind of doing more than just gaming, I would go AMD. But just know, once you pick your side, you're kind of stuck there unless you do a hard reset. So pick your poison, stick with it. At the end of the day, they're both fucking amazing.
Yeah,
just do your research.
Find good quality on both sides.
Just do research. And if you get an AMD, it will do everything an Intel will. If you get like a good one, same thing, vice versa. Like, they say one's better, but really once you get
one does a little bit better at memory or gaming, and one does a little bit this. But honestly, if you're spending the money
average,
on that, if you're spending your biggest purchase part on your PC, it's that, you're gonna be okay.
The average person will not notice. So my thing, research, buy used. Don't, if you can at all avoid it, go entry level, because you will be regretting it in a year when you're having to buy new parts to play all the new games you want to, especially on PC. On console, you're playing pretty much all AAA titles. On PC, it's a lot more indie games. Indie games are not optimized the way AAA titles are. They're not going to perform as well. So you need to take that into account when you're looking into your PC purchase. As far as peripherals, I mean, honestly, man, you don't need like the fucking high-end bullshit. When I first played, I played on a fucking $25 LED keyboard and a fucking shitty mouse. That's all you need. Find a mouse that feels comfortable in your hand that you like, and then find a keyboard that also you like. Some people like mechanical. I don't, because they're fucking loud as shit, and when I record, it creates problems. I use Razer products. Corsair makes great stuff. Logitech makes great stuff. Yeah. If you're looking at more budget, fucking, what's the name of that? What's the name?
I think I know which one you're talking about. SteelSeries,
like a
maybe?
SteelSeries, yes.
Yeah.
I use a SteelSeries mouse for a very long time. I use it at work now. I fucking love SteelSeries. They make great stuff too. I would say if you go with the name brand, you know, that has some sort of reputation of reliability, I think you'll be all right. You don't need a $300 keyboard. You can get a fucking entry level $25 keyboard off of Amazon. It does all the same with the mouse. Just get mouse. Just mad about comfort. I'd probably get a wired one. I don't know how the wireless ones work, and then you never have to worry about battery, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I stick to wired for the most part.
I actually went wireless, but because I won a, I think, $200 gift card from Best Buy, so I got the power play mat and the Logic Pro G Pro wireless.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love this mouse, and honestly, it's been for me a huge improvement from whatever CyberPower sent me through.
I've been really struggling not to fucking upgrade my mouse, or not upgrade it, but change it. There's this other Razer mouse. Yeah, there's this other Razer mouse, and it has, you know, the forward and back button that every mouse normally does, but it has this paddle. It's fucking sick.
Oh yeah, I've seen that paddle. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you need to go expensive for monitors. Do what works best for you. For me, I find that like 24 inches is a sweet spot. Please, if you're listening, pick a goddamn monitor. Do not play your PC on your goddamn TV. You will not get the most out of it.
It matters so much, and you don't realize how much actual input lag is like fucking up your shots.
Import lag, everything. Get a monitor. Figure out what size works best for you at your setup. For me, I think 24 inches is perfect. I might be able to go like 27. You want to try to avoid having to turn your head to look, and just like overall, like I think one of my early monitors was like 28 or 29. I thought it was just like, it was too much right in front of my face. It was kind of making me bug out a little bit. So figure out what works for you. I would recommend 2 monitors. If you never used 2 monitors, you'd be like, oh, I don't need that. Once you fucking get it, like I can never go back to having a single monitor. It's a fucking game changer. Streaming, recording. I mean, it's just little shit, man.
General gameplay.
Yeah.
Just playing games is so much.
Discord on one screen, fucking.
Your computer is gonna run a little bit better, I feel like, too, when you have separate things on separate screens, as opposed to in and out of, you know, the same games and the same different.
Helps with workflow. Helps with everything, man. I could never go back to having that.
And there's a couple people at my work that have one screen, and I'm like. Ooh. And they're not playing video games, mind you. They're doing
workflow is even more important.
But like, I'm like, oh, I couldn't even imagine.
Workflow is even more important for 2 screens. Let's see, what else? I hear this all the time. People are like, oh, especially console going over to PC. I was the same way. Like, oh man, I'll just plug in a controller. Do not do that. Take the time to learn keyboard and mouse. I promise you. Once you learn keyboard and mouse, you will never want to go back to a controller. The only time I ever use a controller is like a racing game, or I don't know why, but GTA. Like it just seems like a fucking controller game to me. So I always play GTA with the controller. But other than that, man, you will never catch me in a first-person shooter with a fucking controller.
Yeah, no.
It's a game changer. Take the time to fucking learn.
Yeah.
How about you, Cyborg? Do you have any tips or anything that you feel like would have helped you out a lot?
You know, I feel like when I first played video games, and this is probably just a testament to even what we talked about earlier, but like find someone to play with too. Because like, what my biggest thing was, I've always played video games. But like I said before, I played survival, I played by myself, whatnot. But finding someone who you're playing with consistently is always great, because you're going to learn things that they see, and they're going to learn things that you see. And it's just going to make you better at whatever game you're playing. I mean, that really goes
for everything, console too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not just for specifics to anyone. I mean, this is an everyday life thing, but first time I played Rust with Pitbull, it was like an eye-opening experience of stuff that you just don't think about or see. And it definitely can take your game to the next level. True, mics
people are used to console. You don't really talk to fucking people on console, not like you used to. There's every fucking game you play on PC has built-in mics. Just about. Get a mic. It'll make your experience better. It will
honestly.
It honestly, I would say it will make or break your experience, especially certain games. Rust, for example.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you. If you don't have a mic, I'm just gonna kill you. Like, there's no point. Mic will save your life. Potentially.
Also, I think with the mentioning of the screens, yeah, definitely get you rated. I think with the screens too, you don't overcompensate. Like you said earlier, I remember playing on one screen and I think I had a 27, and I did the same exact thing where I was like, this is too much, and now I have two 24s and they're just perfect little, medium size.
I recommend, if people don't really know, I recommend 24 for me is a perfect. I have an Acer something. If you look on Amazon, they're super fucking budget friendly. I think it's like $112 for one of them.
You can get nice hertz, nice frame rates out of pretty cheap monitors.
It's
nowadays.
I believe it's like a 1 millisecond response time. The hertz are whatever, kind of shitty, but that's something like if you're just getting in, you're not gonna understand it. No sense in dropping $500 on a fucking monitor. This will give you two monitors for like $250. You'll be good to go. Or again, buy used. Yeah. People have like this false like narrative about used, where it's like, oh, it's gonna break. When I first bought my PC, none of those used parts are in it now, but I bought a used PC. It got me through a while, especially if you never played PC gaming. It's not for everybody. You might not enjoy it. Buy a used one. It'll get you to where you need to go. Just, again, you have to do your research. Don't just think somebody, gaming PC. Oh, that'll work.
Oh,
it's not how it works.
This is what I want to buy now.
No, not just that, but if you think about it from a consumer's perspective, if you really want to be kind of eco-friendly too, I mean, you're repurposing things that are already produced. There's no point in.
I mean, we're in a chip shortage. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we really are. And
recycle.
Exactly. And so, I mean, there's in that aspect, I think to gaming, there's a lot more to kind of take in mind too. Things that I kind of didn't realize so much until I kind of started playing a bit more intensively, at least in FPS games, where you really do have to take into consideration your health and how your everyday life actually affects how you play, especially in competitive games like Valorant. For example, if you're not feeling right, if you're not in the mood to play, but you're kind of forcing yourself to play, you're not going to have as much fun as when you're well rested, you've had a good meal, you're not feeling bloated, just feeling right, and everything's fine. You don't have an argument that you had with the girlfriend or your sibling or a family member in your head. You're just in the moment, and ultimately that's the best way to experience any game, really, like being in the moment. So
best way to experience life.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
one thing I'd recommend is getting the right game. If you're new, look, play whatever game you want, obviously. But if you're new to the PC realm, there's certain games like Aim Train that will help you get used to keyboard and mouse. There's a game that I recommend to everybody. It's called Raven Field. Think of Battlefield, but single player with nothing but bots. The good thing about PC gaming is mods. Steam has built-in mods that you one click, they're installed in your game. You don't have to do anything extra. With Ravenfield, it has workshop support with all the weapons, so there's literally hundreds of thousands of weapons, hundreds of thousands of different maps that the community has created. Play games with bots offline. Get better. Get used to keyboard and mouse. It's gonna take a while. It's okay. You're gonna suck for a while. It is okay. It's part of it. But once you get the hang of it, I promise you, you will thank us.
Yeah.
For real. Aim Labs is another pretty good one, especially if you're trying to get your
that's what it's called.
Flick shots and everything pretty good. That's what I used to warm up for Valorant matches.
I used when I was trying
to I just
play
trained
CS:GO series. Yeah. How's that working out for you?
Hey, pretty good.
For real, man.
A hell of a lot better than I used to be.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, and
there'll be times.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. I was gonna say one more thing that I feel like is really necessary also whenever you're playing a game is don't get too much in your head and feel free to take risks. Like It's really annoying. I'm not gonna lie, and I'll get tilted pretty bad whenever people like will be in a fight where a strategy needs to be set in place, and people are taking too long to get into position, or they're not pushing with you into the fight zone because they're afraid of getting killed. And ultimately, what happens is that when people kind of lag behind, or you lack that little bit of confidence in yourself, is your team's gonna die, and then you're gonna. So
I
it's
mean,
like
I hear. Now I've never been at war myself, unfortunately. But I hear a lot of Navy SEALs say the same thing, and it applies to video games. Where like, if you're just stuck in one spot and you're not do something, and you're not doing anything, the odds of you surviving are slim to none. Anyways, we see that in Hunt Showdown where you just get pinned down and you just stay in one spot. You're giving the enemy time to move. Stay mobile.
Especially if they have the wall hacks.
Make a plan. Just fucking do it, man. Just make a plan. Go for it. I know there's games like Rust.
Plans that don't work.
There's games like Rust. There's games like Escape from Tarkov where gear fear is like a real fucking thing. You get all this time into items. You don't want to lose it. I understand. It's tough. But
there's a balance, though.
It's better to do something than nothing.
There's a balance. So I feel like if you're gearing up to go do something, good. Save it for a little bit. But yeah, you can't be sitting on everything at the end of the wipe and not taking it out once.
Yeah, that was actually kind of my problem with Borderlands 3. There's just so many guns and stuff in that game that like I'd be leveling up or.
Have you played all of them?
I've played 2 and 3. I'm halfway through 2. I recently got it on sale from Steam, and I've watched.
2's my favorite.
Yeah.
Who?
The 2. Borderlands 2. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. That's what my cousin was telling me, and honestly, so far, story-wise, it's my favorite too.
I played the first one when it first came out. Knew nothing about it. Fucking loved it. Incredible. The first one's amazing. Again,
it didn't age well,
since
but it's amazing.
I think it aged fantastic.
It's okay. It's okay.
But since you have been playing the newer ones, I don't know how that would work out for you.
No, I've played Borderlands 1 with my cousin, I believe, when it first came out on the PS3. So I have those memories, and that's actually why I got into, or why I ended up buying.
Borderlands was one of the first fucking PC games I ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I had a gaming PC way back when, like Modern Warfare 2 days. Played for a little while, stopped playing. It was like very shitty gaming PC. But it was able to run like Borderlands and stuff like that. So I played Borderlands, and I remember fucking hopping on, didn't know nothing, bootlegged the game. My dad bootlegged the game for me. Didn't know about it. He was like, hey man, there's a cool game, Borderlands. Want to try it out? I was like, fuck it. And I remember playing it like 13 hours straight. He put me on it like, because the PC game was in his room. He put me on that thing at like fucking 5 p.m. Bro, he woke up. My dad wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. He woke up at 5 a.m. I'm still sitting there with fucking headset on. It is. I fucking love Borderlands. It's fucking sick. Borderlands 2, like I said, favorite. Fucking love Borderlands 2. The story, the environment, the gunplay, like just everything. Everything's.
We played 3 together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Borderlands 3 is kind of weird because
a little bit.
The mechanics. The mechanics of Borderlands 3 is pretty awesome, I'd say. Really smooth, really.
I like the mechanics. I love the gunplay.
The story was whack as hell.
I hate
the story is a fucking cringe fest of
I'm glad
epic
I'm not
proportions. No, I fucking found it really cringy, bro.
I couldn't get invested in the story at all. I didn't like any of the characters. They didn't feel personable. I fucking hated the whole story, and that's ultimately why me and Cyborg stopped playing.
Yeah.
It felt like Rice Gum made a video game about himself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm gonna be a streamer and I'm gonna stream me taking over this universe, bro. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leech you guys off of me.
I like the environments, I liked everything, but ultimately this story was a downfall of Borderlands 3 for me.
The boss fights were pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. And,
like I said, the core gameplay was fucking
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I fucking loved it. It's the story,
it
man.
kept kept us in for a while.
We probably played, close to 20 hours, man?
Yeah, almost.
We got pretty far into the game, but this story fucking blows donkey dick.
Yeah, to be
Which
honest,
sucks.
I had to bypass or kind of ignore most of the story. Just kind of went straight for like the side quests and shit.
I want to ask you a question, Kev, because I have this
What's up?
theory that games can be so good that it's bad. And here's what I mean by that. Let me expand on this, because I know you're like, that doesn't make any sense, Brian.
I have a game in my mind that I think fits the narrative.
And here's why. A game can be so good that it sets it up for failure. Or so good. Fallout's a perfect example. Besides Fallout 76, every Fallout game is fucking amazing. But it's so amazing that I go into it knowing it's gonna be amazing. So by the end of it, I'm just like, okay, that's what I expected. So I'm not blown away. Versus you go into Outlast for the first time. At the end of that, you're like, holy fucking shit, that was fucking incredible. And I'm all hyped up. By the end of fucking Fallout, I'm just like, yeah, that's what I expected. You know, it was great.
Same thing.
It's what it should be. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So it's so good that it's bad. It doesn't leave me with anything.
You see, I wasn't thinking about that in that way at all. I was thinking of it as in like what happened to Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider, where it was so good. All right, so Tomb Raider 1996 came out, and it was a badass game. You know, something completely different to anything that had come out on the PS1 at the time.
96. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the original, like the first version.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. So
Triangle
1996. So it's the reason why I have to specify is because there's been so many recons and so many reboots that it's like you got to specify which one it is. And so like that version was so good that, you know, 4 consistent games came out of it that were of epic proportions, amazing, beautiful for the time, and just really different to anything that was out at the time. But then I think Eidos, which is the gaming company that was developing the game, kind of got a bit too greedy and were being pressured by the fans too much to come up with a new game, that they released a bunch of like shit copies, you know? So it's like a game that's so great. Like COD. Yeah, exactly like COD. So it's like something so great that like it kind of, it's its own downfall almost, you know?
I mean, I feel like that's every game.
Yeah.
Every successful franchise eventually
is always every successful franchise starts off with usually with a bang. Like 1 and 2 are just where it's at, and then it happens with movies too, man. It's just like
I mean, look at Fast and Furious. I don't know if y'all saw the recent
one. Like I didn't watch it, but
Jesus.
I mean, what is 1 or 2, 10 or something, 9 or something like that.
I was gonna ask you guys. So normally it's like 1 or 2 games, right? Good games that you get. What kind of? Well, okay, let me ask it this way. What did you guys think of The Last of Us 2? Or have you guys been able to play it?
I actually haven't really played Last of Us.
Well, you don't have a PlayStation. So. I watched a good chunk of it. I didn't play it. I didn't watch enough to like really develop a full opinion. Unfortunately, played through the first one. I was telling Cyborg this when I played through it a while back. I waited far too long, and I love the game, but it wasn't as good as it should have been because the game's been out so long that I played it after they announced the second one.
Yeah.
In the second one, you have Joel in the second one. So when Joel gets really injured in the first one, it's like, all right, I know he's not gonna die because he's in the second one. So there was like some spoilers there. That didn't make some of the scenes as impactful as they should have been. Loved it. Was an amazing first game. Second one seemed dope, but I heard that the story gets a little wonky and.
Yeah, it's basically the Borderlands 3 of Last of Us, I guess.
Jesus.
Same thing.
Oh man,
the story was really butchered, in my opinion. I mean, not that
it's hard. There's very few games that have a fucking phenomenal first game that are able to follow up that success with the second one. Like I can only think of Borderlands 2. Borderlands is probably the only one I could think of. Or the second one.
And I guess Dead Space as well. I mean, if you said that the second one was pretty good, you know.
Yep. Okay, got me there. Dead Space 2. The third one sucked. Second one was fucking incredible.
There was a third one?
Dead Space. They came out the Dead Space 3, and it had like co-op, so you could play with people. From what I remember, it wasn't that great. Again, I might be wrong. It's on Steam. When it goes on sale, we could pick it up and play it. But I'm trying to think. Like, there's very rarely sequels of amazing games that continue that hype. I'm not saying they're bad, but they just don't live up to.
Well, and people, years go by, people change. The demographics change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Times.
like part of it all.
Times. I think a perfect example of that is Titanfall. Y'all know
It
Titanfall?
felt for a while.
Yeah,
not playing.
Titanfall is currently unplayable. Really.
And
When Titanfall 1 came out, I was hyped until I beat the whole game in one day. For those of you that don't know, Titanfall multiplayer only. It's like this mech, and then you have all the like super jumps and.
A little word of advice though: don't buy the game right now. It's actually kind of busted right now, where they have a bunch of bots loading into lobbies, so you can't necessarily play with anyone because there aren't any slots left to basically play into. You can't like load into a game. It's physically unplayable. I literally like lost money buying that game.
Weird.
So I don't know if they're working on the developments of fixing those bugs or something.
People doing bots, or is it bots because the player count's so low, so the game's trying to keep it alive by putting in bots?
I'm not sure if it's people or something. All I know is that I've heard Mudahar from some ordinary gamers talk about this issue as well, which it was after I bought the fucking game. So I mean, it was I'm glad to know that
Single
it's not
player
just
dope.
me.
So you play single player?
Yeah. Yeah, I could try that.
Did you play the first one or no?
No, Titanfall 2.
So the first one came in with a bunch of hype. Revolution. It was supposed to be like revolutionary, unique. Played it.
It was. It really was.
I loved it. I enjoyed it. I had a great time, except it had like 4 guns, and like I said, I got max level in multiplayer day 1. And you could prestige, but it didn't really give you anything. So what the fuck's the point? So after about 2 or 3 days, stopped playing, never looked back. Second one came out. Problem is, when Titanfall 1 came out, COD was in like Ghost, I think, somewhere around there. So COD was boots on the ground. When Titanfall 2 came out, COD was at the end of its fucking jetpack days. So I'm fucking tired of jetpacks. I'm tired of doing all that same bullshit. So when Titanfall 2 came out, it's like, it's just bad time, man. I'm not looking for that style of game. I want boots on the ground, realistic. So it's just, timing and, like you said, demographic changes. And it's tough. It's tough. But I can't think of a single game. Well, I can't think of very many games where they have great follow-up sequels. I think maybe Far Cry. What's your favorite gaming franchise? Mine's Far Cry, hands down. I fucking love Far Cry.
I remember we talked about that. Far Cry's up there. I mean, Far Cry, Halo's up there.
Halo. It's like
Borderlands is still
after Halo Reach. I mean, I haven't. Played
right off. Yeah, I mean, it's the same story across the board.
But I'm talking like a franchise that has consistently pumped out like, okay, good content, left me like amazed, wanting to play more. For me, it's Far Cry. You got Far Cry 3, one of my favorite games, top 10, top 5 probably of all time. Incredible. You have fucking, and I played every Far Cry that's ever came out. But Far Cry 3 is what really like elevated it to the masses. Fucking probably the best villain in video game history. Fucking well, Discord said fuck Kev again.
I swear to God, this Discord fucking hates me, man.
Fucking Far Cry 3, phenomenal. Far Cry 4 came out. And it wasn't as good, still fucking phenomenal. I actually never beat it, so take that for what it is. Far Cry Primal came out, one of my favorite fucking games of all time. Fucking love Far Cry Primal. And then Far Cry 5 came out, again one of my favorite games of all time. Fucking love Far Cry. They did come out with a recent one. I can't remember the name, like the apocalyptic one, Far Cry, fucking something. Barely played it. It came out at a bad time in my life, so I need to go back and replay it. But yeah, and then they're coming out with Far Cry 6, and Far Cry 6 looks fucking sick. I'm fucking excited. There's not very many games these days that get me like pumped and excited to play. I'm excited to play that. Especially if it's multiplayer. We all gotta hop on and fucking.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game.
I beat Far Cry 5 with Tristan, actually. Me and him played through it. Fucking loved it, man. One of my favorite games of all time.
What did we play together? Did we play Far Cry 1 together?
We played Far Cry 5 together. Never beat it. Mostly just fucking around, but it was the story was fucking weird, man. It didn't feel like a Far Cry game. But other than that, it was fucking great. It's what you get out of a Far Cry game. I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. To me, games are what you make of it, not necessarily face value. If you play through any game at face value, it's like, okay. It's like GTA, man. If you just play through it at face value, it's like, okay. But you gotta create your own fucking, like, Far Cry, like, I'll fucking roleplay the hell out of Far Cry, single player, by myself. Like, I know Far Cry Primal. You essentially have 3 tribes. You have the blue, you have the red, and then the green, which is you. I would love, like, I'll still go do this from time to time if I'm just bored. Like, treat it like it's real life almost, or like you're playing in like this big multiplayer server, or I turn the HUD off, I turn the difficulty all the way up, so like I'm dying like this, and then I'll find like a group of the AI just traveling the world, and I'll walk with them, and it'll be so cool. Because I don't know if any of y'all played Far Cry Primal. It's like the atmosphere, you feel so small, you're not the top of the food chain like all the other predators are. All you have spears and shit. So like you're walking slowly but surely, walking, and you'll be with like a group of my guys, and we're just kind of looking, and then it'll get dark. Dark's when it like really gets cool, because animals will attack you, but if you have a torch, you can kind of like keep them at bay with the torch, and they'll kind of run off. So we'll be walking with the torch, and I'll have my torch out, and there'll be like 4 of us. All of a sudden you hear a scream behind us. We fucking turn. We look. That guy? Gone. Gone. He's getting dragged away by a fucking saber-tooth. It's just like shit like that to me was so fucking dope. Like, and it's like it's a single player game, but it's like it's what you make of it. Like, I made that experience and turned it into where I played probably hundreds of hours like that. It's kind of embarrassing when you think about it. But just like, it's just
sounds
fucking
fun.
dope, bro.
Yeah, it really does sound fun.
Like playing like, and then it makes it feel like it's this living, breathing multiplayer world where I'm like with my guys. I'm like, all right, you know, my goal is to keep all of us alive. And so you might get to where like we're fucking like in the group, and then we kind of split off. Something happens, you know. They see a deer and we want to go kill it, or you know, whatever. We split off. Maybe we get in a fight and they're looting over here. One guy splits off over here, and all of a sudden you never hear from that guy.
Damn.
And you're just like, fuck, dude. So then I'm over here like, fuck, man. Now it's down to 2. All right, Jimmy, me and you. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. And then out of nowhere, a fucking rhinoceros just, Jimmy! Like, it's just shit like that, bro. I love it. Video games are what you make of them, man. You gotta just fucking have fun with them. Because you look at Far Cry from face value, it's very repetitive. Go to this tower, unlocks this part of the map. Go to this fucking outpost, unlock this. It's like, bro, make it.
But if you take anything away from the podcast, it would definitely be make the video game what you want it to be. For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because you can do that across all games.
Yes, all of them, literally. Most game, like a game came out probably about a year ago now, called Man-Eater.
Yes.
Man-Eater, I think. Where literally you play as a shark in different environments, and as you progress through the story and eat things, you grow and grow until eventually you're kind of what resembles a megalodon. You're not quite that large, but you're somewhere between like a great white and megalodon. You can get like these mutations, so you can essentially get like a bone armor type thing. Anyways, it's fucking cool. The story's kind of mediocre, But again, what you make out of it, like
you
I
make
fucking
your own
love that
story.
game. I played through that thing. It's very rarely this day and age that I just sit through a game in one sitting and just continue to play through it. I played through the whole thing. I fucking love that game. Environment was cool. It's what you make out of it. Trademark.
Yeah.
Gaming Digest.
Trademark. TM. Oh man.
Well, guys, we have been recording for a whole 2 hours and 15 minutes. I would say this has been a very successful podcast. I am glad to be back in form. The Gaming Digest. We will be doing weekly podcasts. Now, I got to talk to the boys here. I'm not sure when this will be uploaded, but when we do upload, we'll have a consistent time every week for y'all to tune in for the podcast. If y'all want to follow us on more social medias, everything will be in the description. Kevoski, Cyborg will all be there. We will be uploading on TikTok, so if you found us through TikTok, howdy do. Keven will be in charge of all that. You can find us on our social medias. Keep up with the news. Hunt Showdown, dope video will be coming to y'all soon. Keep your eyes peeled. You're not going to want to miss it. Probably next podcast I'll show the sneak peek of the trailer if the whole video isn't ready yet. I can't wait. It's a fun project. I'm glad to be back. Keven, glad to have you a part of the team.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
look
very
forward
much.
to creating. Cyborg, it's always fun. My partner in crime.
Always.
The last remaining member of the Kingsmen to stay with us.
The original Kingsmen.
I'm among royalty. It's really, I feel honored.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here, talking 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's a very long-winded podcast. As they keep going, there'll be a little more structure. We'll have some cool topics. We're going to make some changes. Not everything will be gaming related moving forward. We're just going to incorporate life. Have fun with it. This is a podcast after all. And y'all will get to know us better. Have a lot more topics. And, we'll just take it day by day, podcast by podcast, video by video. Go ahead.
If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, or anything at all, drop a comment, reach out on TikTok, hit us up on Twitter. Anywhere that you can, we'll try our best.
Join Kevoski's live stream and tell him.
Oh yeah, live stream.
Twitch.tv/Greatkevoski.
All links will be in the description.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, we will see y'all in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.